Hey everybody, welcome to BP Fun. I'm Captain Zeus. That there's Novaverse, and this is another episode of Versus, where we get our, I suppose, favorite characters or groups, and we pit them up against each other in a little fan battle, and to see who we think would win in a matchup to the death, or to see who would shake hands first, because everybody's friends here. Anyways,
Yeah.
today's matchup is Plastic Man versus Mr. Fantastic. The Battle of the Stretchies. The Stretchy Boys. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting one for those of you that don't know these characters. Plastic Man's from DC. Mr. Fantastic's from Marvel, obviously. Nova is going to be taking the stance of Mr. Fantastic. I shall be taking the stance of the Plastic Man. And, Nova's first. Nova's first. I'm going to let Nova go first.
All right. Yeah. To start off, Reed Richards, considered the smartest man on Earth. Just want to get that out there. If anyone wants to question that whatsoever. Um, you know, Plastic Man, formerly a criminal, so not the smartest guy out there, but I'll give it to him that he's he has a quite the imaginary, imagination to say, but I don't think that's gonna help against the smartest man on Earth, or multiple Earths or universes. We'll say that. When it comes to, Mr. Fantastic, highly durable. Both of these characters, highly durable, very creative. So I feel like if in this fight, it's gonna be a very this fight's gonna last a while. Considering these guys are probably just gonna try to stretch and punch each other, but both of them are probably gonna be not very effective. You know what I mean? Like, because they're both highly durable characters. You know what I mean? So I think it's gonna just come down to Mr. Fantastic just literally strategizing a plan or a weakness for Plastic Man, and just finding these weaknesses for Plastic Man and just simply handling Plastic Man in such manner. Mr. Fantastic can create inventions fairly easily if we are given these characters some time. Are we giving these characters like time to prep or anything like
Yeah,
that, or
I
is this
would
just in the middle of the
imagine.
street?
I would imagine Mr.
Okay.
Fantastic has some kind of prep time.
Yeah. Um, if there's any prep time, I imagine for Mr. Fantastic, he's gonna figure out some way to deal with Plastic Man. Also, he knows literally like weaknesses to stretching, because he can literally do that too. So he's more familiar with the background of what Plastic Man can do, which thus feeds even more into like his research and how to formulate a plan to be Plastic Man. Also, I just feel like the villains that Mr. Fantastic has had to face. Doctor Doom, that is a villain you do not want to face, and that's probably Mr. Fantastic's one arch enemy. And you know what I mean? He'd be fighting him day to day, you know what I mean? They always keep on prank calling each other and being like, it's your refrigerator running and all that stuff. But I mean, cause they're just like that, okay? Either way, I'll give I'll give Plastic Man just like his imagination and just coming up with like quirky stuff to maybe keep Mr. Fantastic on his feet. But other than that, I don't think he's gonna outsmart Mr. Fantastic in any way. And if it goes down, this fight just keeps on going and going. Mr. Fantastic's gonna win it out. So
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Interesting stances you took there. Interesting takes, if you will. They're all like bad ones, of course. All wrong. But
Hmm. Okay.
that's not really what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is my man, my Plastic Man, if you will. For those of you that don't know, he's from the DC universe, right? Like Nova said, he's a criminal turned hero-ish. He's extremely pervy. You gotta love the perviness. He's also 3,000 years old. For those of you that don't know, depending on the timeline, he's also, for sure, he's been lived past World War II, and that's not like many heroes that are around these days. So he knows how to survive. He even had the admiration of Batman, a recommendation to the Justice League from Batman. What? Who else gets that? Okay, from the Caped Crusader, like no one, literally no one. Yes, Plastic Man is not as smart as Reed Richards, who is probably one of the smartest men on that Earth or whichever Earth that is. But Plastic Man's essentially immortal. This man could stretch and reshape himself to whatever it is he needs. He can literally move his organs around so they don't get damaged. Even if they do, he could make them durable. He could transform himself into literally anything. That is his whole thing. He could turn into anything. He can turn his hands into weaponry. He can turn himself into Godzilla. Like, this man can be anything that his mind lets him. The only limit is his imagination. And even if there was some kind of weakness, he can always literally regroup himself and reform himself back together. This guy is literally immortal. He's one of the strongest people in the DC universe just because of his incredible durability. So yeah, Mr. Fantastic's going to get some gadgets and all that. But I mean, it's really not going to be much when it comes to outsmarting, Plastic Man and trying to have a strength check with him. I mean, Plastic Man also has, I would say, arguably, more combat experience too. Like, again, I say this all the time, the DC universe is a much more dangerous universe than the Marvel universe. And I know there's some Mr. Fantastic versions out there, like the Mind Maker. The Maker? I think it's the Maker. Who are very deadly versions of Reed Richards. Well, we're here to talk about the 616 Reed Richards, and that one, yeah, I don't think is going to be able to hold a candle to Plastic Man. That's just me personally. I mean, even if, say we had to call in reinforcements for these guys, I mean, there's the whole Justice League that, Plastic Man could call upon. Maybe not the females, because he doesn't have a good track record with the females, but, I mean, this is Plastic Man win, easily. It's not even a competition. I mean, let's be honest. I don't even know why we're talking about this.
Well, okay. I mean, if we are calling up allies, I don't know if you heard of that Fantastic Four. No, does sound
The
familiar?
Fant Force stick,
Um,
yeah. You got a pile of rocks, a woman that turns invisible, and a guy that you could douse a bucket of water on, and he's out of commission.
okay. First off, they are all fantastic people. Okay,
Wow.
lovely cast of people. Anyways, when they are together, they just get stronger. And I'm not talking about like teamwork and all that stuff. No, they just get naturally stronger together because of the what's
Family.
it called? The occurrence that happens to them. The gamma sun whatever that gave them their powers. Whenever they are together, they just canonically get stronger. Okay, I don't know if you knew that. No, you didn't. Okay. Um, so they're just gonna get stronger, but that's if we allow allies to get together, of course. Um, but going back to what you were saying earlier, the only things I would possibly give the Plastic Man is its durability is probably way greater than Reed Richards, and I think I would say physically, he's stronger than Reed, but I think for combat techniques and stuff, that's definitely Mr. Fantastic. I mean, you don't you're not like the smartest man and not try to study different types of combat and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like whatever Reed can like analyze and study, he's gonna try to do it. I mean, just everyone who knows Mr. Fantastic, there's a saying, what's it called? That if Mr. Fantastic was fighting an alien and the alien stubbed his toe, he would spend 7 years just trying to figure out why that hurt the alien and such. Like he's more focused on studying and such like that.
So he's going to be
That
spending 7 years in the middle of a fight trying to figure out why Plastic Man is just so good at beating him up. Is that what you're saying?
honestly, I think what's it called? I don't think they would want to fight to the death. But if they did, I still Mr. Fantastic.
I mean,
But
Plastic Man can't die,
I
but
think I exactly. So I feel like what's it called? If anything, Mr. Fantastic will probably, if you figure out like, hey, I probably can't kill this guy, but I could probably weaken him. You might try to capture Plastic Man and try to study him.
Is he
Don't get me
literally a
like
Pokemon?
he probably would want. He's a scientist, okay? He wants to study things. Like, could you not see this? I could see Mr. Fantastic
No,
trying to study
I
Plastic
can't
Man.
see him
I
throw a
can see this.
Pokeball at Plastic
I
Man
can see
trying to
this.
capture him. All right, that's not how this
Literally
works.
through in Marvel Zombies, when the zombie invasion was happening, and they were trying to lock down the zombies from entering whatever the Fantastic Four Tower is or whatever. Uh,
Baxter Tower.
yeah, Mr. Fantastic literally allows the superhero alien or the superhero zombies to come in and affect them because he believed that was the next evolution in humanity. Like he is like he is so fascinated in research. He would literally do anything to to
Look,
learn
and
to
that's why he's not a good fighter. This man is he's the literal definition of a nerd. Like the ones that got bullied because all they did was study and those big old bifocals on. Meanwhile, Plastic Man's the one beating up the nerds because he's the better combat in the fighting situation here. We're not trying to figure out who's gonna get all A's and B's and freaking S's on the freaking the stargazing exams. We're trying to see who's gonna win the battle. All right, and that's Plastic Man. All right.
okay, Doctor Doom is still a person, and Reed fights him every day, so I don't know what he's talking about.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Talking about fighting.
I mean, if we're gonna go with Doctor Doom, I mean, he's got Batman. Plastic Man's got Batman as a close friend, mind you. I mean, you can't go.
I mean,
can't go.
he's not fighting Batman every day.
No, but he did fight him at one point, sure. But Batman
He was
win.
sick. Oh, he was at full strength.
Okay, you know what? Doctor Doom can suck it. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. And this was another quick one. A lot of interesting points here. I think this one was pretty fun, just because the stretchies. Next week's episode is a little bit of a special one. You wanna tell everybody what the next week's episode is gonna be?
For sure. So we're doing something a little bit different this time, y'all. It's kind of what would we call it? More like a team versus match.
Yeah,
in a
team
sense. Like,
battle. Yeah.
team battle. So also because new team and team movies coming out. That's a huge hint, by the way. We are doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Ninja Storm Power Rangers.
It's gonna be wicked.
Wicked, yes. For the TMNT, we're gonna probably just figure out like which version of TMNT because there's so many.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's also like Power Rangers. There's so many, so we're gonna figure out which specific ones we want to do because want to make it fair, fun, interactive. But yeah, that's basically the overall TMNT versus Power Rangers.
Yeah. So stay tuned to next week to figure out how that's going to go and which version is going to be going up against which version. I'm Captain Zeus.
Yep.
That there's Nova Burst, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Cowabunga.